Maradona's Hand of God. Argentina versus England, 1986 Mexico City, June 22nd, 1986. Argentina and England meet in the quarterfinal just 4 years after the two nations had fought a war over the Falkland Islands. The political weight on this match was already enormous. 6 minutes into the second half, Diego Maradona rises for a loose ball inside the England box and punches it into the net with his fist. The referee doesn't see it. The goal stands. Maradona later called it a little bit the hand of God and a little bit the head of Maradona. England's players protested furiously, but the goal was given, and Argentina went on to win the match. 4 minutes later, almost as if to make up for it, Maradona scored what's still considered one of the greatest goals in football history, dribbling past 5 England players from inside his own half. Genius and injustice in the same match, 4 minutes apart. Decades later, it remains the single most debated goal in World Cup history. The Battle of Santiago, Chile versus Italy, 1962. Before Maradona, there was Santiago. This wasn't just a controversial goal, and it was one of the most violent matches ever played at a World Cup. Tensions between Chile and Italy were already high before kickoff, fueled by hostile pre-tournament press coverage. Once the match started, it descended into chaos. Players throwing punches, a broken nose, multiple players sent off, and police having to enter the pitch to break up fights. The English referee later admitted he lost control of the game almost immediately. To this day, it's remembered not for the football, but for how far it strayed from it. The Ghost Goal. England versus West Germany, 1966. Final, the 1966 final. Extra time, England leading West Germany 2-1. Geoff Hurst strikes a shot that cannons off the crossbar, bounces down, and the referee awards the goal. Did it fully cross the line? Cameras at the time couldn't prove it definitively. West German players insisted it never crossed. England went on to win the World Cup on home soil, partly because of that goal. Nearly 60 years later, using modern goal line reconstruction, most analysts believe the ball did not fully cross, meaning England may have won the World Cup on a goal that shouldn't have counted. It's one of the oldest what-ifs in football. The Disgrace of Gijón. West Germany versus Austria, 1982. Not every controversy is about a bad call. Sometimes it's about two teams deciding not to try at all. Going into the final group match, West Germany needed a win by 1 or 2 goals to eliminate Algeria, who had already stunningly beaten West Germany earlier in the tournament. Austria simply needed to avoid a heavy defeat. West Germany scored early, then both teams essentially stopped competing, passing the ball around harmlessly for the final 80 minutes, content with a result that eliminated Algeria and sent both West Germany and Austria through. Fans booed. Commentators were disgusted on air. The outcry was so intense that FIFA permanently changed the rules. The final matches in each group are now played simultaneously, specifically to prevent this from happening again. The Spitting Incident. West Germany versus Netherlands, 1990. Some World Cup grudges run deeper than one match. West Germany and the Netherlands carried decades of tension into their 1990 round of 16 clash, and it exploded early. Dutch star Frank Rijkaard was involved in a tangle with West Germany's Rudi Völler and spat directly into Völler's hair. Both players were sent off. As they walked down the tunnel together, Rijkaard spat at Völler a second time. It became one of the most notorious images in World Cup history, proof that some rivalries are bigger than the scoreline. South Korea's controversial run, 2002. World Cup no single tournament generated more refereeing controversy than the 2002 World Cup, co-hosted by South Korea, and South Korea's own run through the knockout stages became the center of it. In the round of 16 against Italy, Francesco Totti was sent off for what many believed was a dive, and Italy had a golden goal disallowed for offside. South Korea won in extra time, and Italian players and press accused officials of bias. It didn't stop there. In the quarterfinal against Spain, 2 Spanish goals were controversially disallowed, one for an assist that never actually left the field of play. South Korea advanced again, this time on penalty. To Korean fans, it was a fairy tale run. To much of the rest of the football world, it remains one of the most suspicious officiating stretches in World Cup history, and it's still debated online more than 20 years later. The Battle of Nuremberg. Portugal versus Netherlands, 2006. By the 2006 World Cup round of 16, Portugal and the Netherlands turned what should have been football into a demolition derby. 16 yellow cards, 4 red cards. It remains to this day the most heavily carded MI. The referee lost control early and never got it back. Players were fouling each other off the ball, and the game became less about tactics and more about survival. It's remembered less for who won and more as a cautionary tale about how quickly a big match can spiral. Suárez's handball, Uruguay versus Ghana, 2010 quarterfinal. With seconds left in extra time and the score tied, Ghana had a header goal bound that would have sent them to the first African World Cup semi-final ever. Uruguay's Luis Suárez, standing on the goal line, punched the ball away with his hands. He was sent off immediately, but the goal was prevented. Ghana was awarded a penalty and had a chance to win it right there. They missed. Uruguay won the resulting shootout and advanced. Suárez openly celebrated his handball from the sideline, calling it his own hand of God. Ghana's elimination, on a deliberate foul that worked exactly as intended, remains one of the most bitter injustices in tournament history. Lampard's ghost goal, England versus Germany, 2010. Just weeks after Suárez's handball, England had their own injustice. Frank Lampard struck a shot that hit the crossbar and bounced clearly over the goal line against Germany, and the goal wasn't given. Replays showed unmistakably that the ball had crossed by nearly a full yard. England lost the match 4-1. The outcry was so loud and the evidence so obvious that it directly accelerated FIFA's introduction of goal line technology just a few years later. The final word, De Jong's kick and Zidane's headbutt. Two final moments, both symbols of how emotion can boil over on the biggest stage. In the 2010 final, Netherlands' Nigel de Jong launched a chest-high kick directly into Xabi Alonso's chest, a challenge many still believe should have ended his afternoon early with a red card. And in 2006, in what was supposed to be the final match of his legendary career, Zinedine Zidane headbutted Marco Materazzi in the chest during the World Cup final itself and was sent off, ending his career in disgrace rather than glory.